there is more to reality than meets a normal eye. Behind the curtain of everyday consciousness is hidden another, unutterably strange mental universe.
My nostrils positively quiver.
What are they saying, honey? Something's wrong with my hearing aid.
Zombie Beach, Episode 1. We now join this program in progress.
It's here. It's now. It's now terrifying. It came from the living horror of Zombie Beach.
In 3D Technicolor diorama with Dolby Stereo sound.
See things you'd never thought you'd see before, but always dreamed of.
See living skeletons with no flesh devour young children and dogs down Main Street.
See the psychopathic mass axe murderer terrorize young women, then decapitate them in a millisecond.
See Melee Large, the atomic African toad, eat Boo the pygmy while terrifying a small African village near Guadalajara.
Remember, it's all in 3D. Don't forget to go to the scanning counter.
It's blood.
It's guts.
It's
horribly, terribly, phantasmagorified. It came from the living horror of Zombie Beach.
Today on Zombie Beach, the bison strikes back.
Yeah, the bison strikes back.
The possum?
The bison.
Not the possum. The bison strikes back, for God's sake.
Oh, I thought you said the possum strikes back.
I thought you said possum. Beware the killer possum.
Well, why not? I've got this image in my head of this little possum dressed up like Darth Vader holding a toilet plunger or something. I will get you all.
You and your pitiful friends.
We have at night, I live in such a luxurious area. We have rats that run along the power lines, And
I remember that.
At school, yeah. Well, I told the kids
them
at
here
school,
too.
I consider them to be ghetto possum.
They are. Oh yeah, I'm sure they're huge.
That's what I call them. Well, they are. But the funny thing was, the other night I was laying in bed looking out the window, and I could see the power line, and this blue jay was just attacking this rat as it was going across the line. You had to see it. It was really funny. Because obviously just telling you about it didn't mean a thing, did it?
Yep. Well, I mean, nothing more than I could get off the Animal Planet channel, but it was still an amusing story.
Well, I'm not trying to get you off. I'm just trying to make a funny story.
Wait, could you tell the story again a little bit slower?
No, and I'm not going to breathe either in the phone.
"5 minutes till showtime."
Oh, gee, Dad, do we have to have popcorn again? Can't you find something different?
Opossum on a stick. Get them at your snack bar now, because they're deep-fried crackly crunch to your perfection. Get one today.
Well, I have heard that not only is opossum and bison and beefalo good, it can be darn right delicious.
Well, it is delicious, and it's great. And I found the American Beefalo International website. And by the way, for those if you are wondering where to get beefalo semen, I've got an entire list, and it's got pictures. I feel almost dirty looking at it because it's got the name of the bull, a photo of the bull, how much percentage of bison is in him.
Speaking.
Oh.
Hello?
Hello, Dave.
Hello, Ron Jeremy. Oh, man. Oh, hell no. You always catch me when I'm in the shower. You can call me back in about 10 minutes.
Oh, okay. I guess we could.
All right.
Okay, all right. Give me 10 minutes, okay? I'll talk to you in a few minutes. Bye-bye.
Bye.
The segue to bull semen and a nude Australian in the shower.
I know.
It's too
It's
much
like-
for me.
I just the image of Dave in the shower soaping his genitals just doesn't really do much for me. It's like really disgusting, to be honest with you.
He's a hairy little monkey.
Well, I personally don't really know
sorry.
that from experience, but
No.
but anyway, by the way, I've got the website if you guys want to see it. It's www.ababeefalo.org, and it'll tell you all the information you need to know about where to get beef, where to get semen, and the Beefalo chart and Beefalo Australia, which is what I wanted to talk to Dave about, but he's in the shower putting
They have
soap all
Beefalo
over
in
his.
Australia?
And dreaming about beefalo semen.
Yes, it's what is this? It's Whit Sunday Beefalo and Whit Sunday Berkshire pork from the paddock to the plate. So yeah, so it's very frightening actually. So that's your Beefalo trivia for tonight. That's all I'm going to talk about.
Before my grandfather passed away, he was 100. I was out visiting him in Oklahoma, and he just lived just south of Kansas. So he mentioned he had always wanted to eat buffalo. Is this too far off topic for Beefalo?
No, it's
there
right
is no
next
topic,
door.
dude. We have no
Actually,
topic.
we have a topic tonight. It's
we
called
do?
Oh.
Yeah, and the topic is why do cows say Jim?
Okay, well, hold on real quick. We went to Kansas. We got some beefalo. We came back, or buffalo. We came back, eat it, and I felt like I made his life. Okay, I'm done.
That was it?
Well,
And that was true
I want to hear
confessions.
about why cows say Jim.
Well, don't you?
Yeah.
Okay, there was one day, I'm forgetting who was sitting with me, but I think it was you, Brad, and I think maybe DT, and we were
Did
at
I have my hand on your knee?
Yes, you did, and it was
Okay,
very nice.
That was me.
Okay.
Was this near your house, which happened to be, a block away from the Alpine Meat Packing Company?
Yeah, and it was like in the middle of the night. Were you there? And we noticed.
Well, no, that happened all the time when they started slaughtering.
Yeah, and the cows,
Up in the middle of the night.
the cows
my
would
God.
start saying,
Now, I have to say
Go
this.
ahead.
I really don't have the Jim reference background because I don't know who Jim was. The only one I know is Crazy Bob. So I have no Jim background.
Well, no.
Jim's a concept. It's like Sergeant Pepper's, you know. There was just no Sergeant Pepper's,
Right.
you know.
So it's what, Sergeant Jim and his lonely wheelchair man?
No, see, Jim was a guy we knew in junior high, and he was in a wheelchair, and I think it was electric wheelchair.
Yes.
And you know, one of the biggest things you don't do is it's very taboo to make fun of handicapped people.
Sure.
So, you know, we wouldn't have, you know, but after a while, you forgot he was handicapped because he was such a mean little guy.
He wasn't
he'd
little.
Well, okay, when he's sitting down, he was little, okay? So he used to, he had this big laced-up thing on his arm. I don't know what, it looked like a boot with no bottom to it, you know,
Okay.
and he would go, he'd reach out of the chair and grab you with this really strong hand and scare the hell out of you.
Oh,
So
my God.
eventually we thought, hey, I don't care if this guy's handicapped or not, you know, he's fair game.
Well, he used
So,
to ram me into the wall with his chair
I
on
know.
purpose.
What?
So,
Yeah, he would you'd
Yeah.
be walking down the hall and he'd come trolling along in his little cart and he would turn and smash you in the wall and you go.
so we just started calling him just to bug him, you know, and then, you know.
So, like, you would do that
provoke
to
him.
his face. You would say that to his face.
I never
As
did.
far as I can recall,
Wow. You guys are hardcore.
No, you got to understand, he was evil handicapped.
I'm glad I
He
wasn't
wasn't like-
handicapped.
I mean, he wasn't a pitiful, he was a mean guy.
Right.
So, but anyway, the real Jim just has very little. He morphed into our own character. He was just the germ, you know.
So he was sort of the
He was the semen.
the inspiration, the semen.
He was the Beefalo semen.
Exactly.
He was
Well,
the demon seed. Well, that's it. I mean, we just used Jim, and it got out of control. So after a while, Jim became like just a expletive or some kind of thing we would say. It lost a lot of its meaning. Well, I did see the real Jim not long ago, though. He's still wheeling around,
He was walking for a while, but I guess it
didn't take.
It didn't take.
My biggest nightmare is Jim being able to get to you by foot. Just imagine the horror he would cause you.
Well, just imagine. How about this, my friend?
You made fun of me. I'll
let's think about this. I mean, obviously, he's got to have enough savvy to get on the internet. I mean, good God, pray for the day he does not find this website.
.zom.com.
Jeez. We got to Google Drew. But it's spelled a certain way. How's he going to know?
J-I-I-I-I-I-M.
How's he going to know there's 12 I's in there? If he Googles that, we're in trouble.
Yeah, exactly.
And now that things are more politically correct, we'd probably go to prison.
No. Somehow South Park got a hold of Jim, and they call him Jimmy! And it's almost exactly the same thing. It's exactly the same. I'm wondering, I always thought, because you know the guy who, Brad, the guy who did Earthworm Jim.
Yes.
Yeah, a friend of mine.
And I always wondered if you told him. You did, okay, I was wondering if you told him stories, and he told the South Park guy the story, and they got it from us. That's how I was thinking that it happened.
You know what's really cool? My buddy, by the way, his name is Doug. He had some guys come over to his house because he makes these little independent films, Mm-hmm. And John, what's his name? John Heater, Napoleon Dynamite.
Yeah.
He came over, and some other people, and they made a little. He's supposed to send me an MPEG-4 of it, but I never got it. He's forgetting stuff. So yeah, he's the guy who. I went to his house a couple of years ago, and I was sitting at the piano, and I go, man, this is a neat old piano. And he goes, yeah, the people that had this house left it here. And he goes, you'll never guess who was playing on that piano a couple of weeks ago. And I go, who? He goes, Paul Williams. Paul Williams.
Oh, wow.
The guy who wrote We've Only Just Begun?
Wait a minute, didn't he play Dr. Zaius in Planet of the Apes?
Yeah, no, not Dr. Zaius. He played one of the littler...
the lesser-known chimpanzees.
Wait, he was in Phantom of the Paradise.
Yes,
Phantom of the Paradise, the best.
Oh, yeah.
A classic film.
Here's my recommendation.
Phoenix!
You have to do this. This is
That was
very
so
important.
awesome.
Each of you must rent the movie Forbidden Zone with Hervé Villechaize.
I rented that. That's so funny.
It's hilarious. It's so bad that it's... No, it's not even bad. It's really, really good, but it looks like it's supposed to be bad. It was produced by the father of Danny Elfman.
Yeah.
And directed by him, too. And Danny Elfman did the music in it. And Hervé Villechaize is like the king of the underworld. It's really weird.
it's really funny.
Neat. It's really funny. And if you like breasts, and who doesn't?
Yes.
This is a good movie to rent. Forbidden Zone. Hervé Villechaize. Netflix has it. So,
there hasn't really been a good a midget in a movie in quite some time, and I really feel bad that we lost one of our premier midgets ever since Billy Barty passed away. I mean, Hervé was like
Billy Barty
was
was
the
bigger
man.
than life.
It's the guy with Michael Myers now. Mini-Me's the guy now.
He is, but you know what? But he doesn't have the same panache. I mean, Billy Barty bought class.
Billy Barty in Wild Wild West. Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
That was awesome.
He was one of the supervillains in that, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Oh,
and he was awesome. You didn't look at Billy Barty and say, oh, he was a midget. It's like, ooh, Billy Barty, who happens to be a midget, but he's awesome. He was awesome,
Yes. Now, by the way, there is a distinction between a midget and a dwarf.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay,
but he was,
just want to be clear.
Was he no, he was a dwarf.
He was a midget.
Midgets are the ones who have the features that are all. The dwarfs have the body, like those guys, that family on TV. What are they called?
Yeah, those are dwarves.
Yeah, because they usually have a lot more.
Well, they have the distorted head and arm features that are.
Yeah, they're like the Oompa Loompas.
It's
yes,
kind of like
very similar.
Micromegaly, you know.
Kind of,
Instead
yeah.
of,
Very. It's very
instead
similar.
of like acromegaly, it's just, you know. Okay, I'm not a doctor.
But you need one. But you dispense drugs.
Telling me that.
But I'll take a look.
I wasn't going to ask you to turn your head and cough or anything.
Thank you.
You know, I ran into one of the Oompa Loompas in like a not a 7-Eleven, but an AM/PM in Barstow, California.
Now wait a minute. What, the real Oompa Loompas?
Yeah, one of the ones from the original movie.
How do you
I thought
know?
you were going to
The orange one.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, one of the guys who played one of the Oompa Loompas. And no, I was not on drugs. Oh, because
you missed your opportunity. You should have grabbed a big bag of M&Ms off the shelf and go, "What do you get when you gobble down sleep?" and just watch the alarm on his face. You blew it, Jerry.
Oh, he probably has a little gun or something. You go, Daniel!
You disgust me.
It would have to be a sawed-off shotgun.
For a sawed-off guy. That's funny. I like
Oh
that.
my gosh! Small caliber but immense bore. Go ahead.
That's what I used to. That was always my thing that I said. You know, right now I don't have any problem with caliber. It's just there's no ammo.
No ammo.
no ammo.
Oh my god!
Lock and load.
Yeah.
Okay, to bring you up to speed, Dave, we have talked about why cows say Jim. We've explained who Jim is. Oh, I wasn't going to say the last name.
Oh, now you got to
Bleep.
Now you have to that one. Good lord!
Lawsuit. And we're about to segue into us helping Dan find a new job.
Yes.
Oh, is
Actually.
Dan? Are you pro now?
I am. Yes, my unemployment has run out as of the 18th, so I'm
Ouch.
actually collecting bottles and cans to stay alive. Luckily, I have my internet connection to keep me warm at night.
Oh, right. Well, so long as you're warm at night, that's all that matters.
Exactly. So, Dave,
Yes.
how are things over in Australia? By the way, there is a Beefalo Society in Australia, just to let you know.
Oh, okay. Well, no. How are things in Australia? Well, we are going into winter now, so it is rather rainy and cool today.
Oh, well, there you go. Thank you for the weather report from downtown.
Yes,
Brisbane.
and let's see what else is happening in Australia. Yeah,
Now,
really.
Do you drive a car over there, or what? How do you get to work?
I drive a car.
He rides a camel. What do you think?
Well,
No, actually, I do ride a kangaroo. We do have them roaming down the street, and we
Kangaroo
use
cab.
our navigator. What?
So I said, at least you always have a place to put your keys
But
in the kangaroo.
In the glove compartment.
Or work with me here, people. Come on, I'm not by myself. Work with me.
I'll tell you, it's a tough crowd. It's a tough crowd.
I've got an image in my mind of this big kangaroo with a saddle on the back, you know, and the person flying off every third jump.
Yes, much like the Tauntaun from Star Wars.
Exactly, yeah, but with a handy pocket.
Well, yeah, and so you wouldn't
No
have to cut him
horns.
open and crawl inside to stay warm.
Yeah, really, you just have to crawl in and say, "Mommy."
Well, you could do that, but that brings a whole new.
And the funny thing is, though, is that we drive on the other side of the road as you do.
On your kangaroo.
On our kangaroo, yes.
Now, Dave, I have a question for you. I know we've got we're fighting against the delay here, but are you still working at a strip club, or have you moved on to a different food venue?
I've moved on.
Where are you now?
I'm at a restaurant.
which he apparently doesn't want to mention.
I know, dude. Come on.
No,
this is free advertising.
no.
For God's sake.
No. I'm at a place called the Beach House.
Is it located inland?
Slightly.
Is there a beach?
Otherwise, yes, there is. Otherwise, see, we have to be slightly inland. Otherwise, the sauce gets a little bit wet. You know what I mean?
Oh, I understand. Well, I didn't know. I didn't mean you were submerged, for heaven's sake.
Yeah, and pastas get a bit gritty with sand. But
Yes.
but aside from that,
Other than that,
I'll tell you what, Dave. Can you
You cook possum.
can I what?
Never mind.
do you cook possum?
Can I say awesome?
possum, my friend. Possum is in the rodent of an unusual size.
What, a possum? Yeah, we have possums.
Do you cook them?
Oh, Dave, you're killing me, buddy. I love this delay. It's great. It's like saying, "Well, look at that cow herd." Well, what? Of course, I've heard of cows. What do I care what cow? I got no secret.
There's
from
like
cows.
a second delay, isn't there?
I think it is. It's because it's hitting the Skype tower, and then it has to delay to Hawaii, and then over to Australia, and then back to China, and then back here.
Yeah, and then it stops in Samoa for a few drinks, and then it comes back.
Exactly. Oh,
I mean, you know what it's like. Hey, you know what us Aussies are like. We got to stop and have a drink. Hey,
Exactly.
I could hang with that.
Now, is that blinding you?
Oh yeah, they're horrible. You know, I mean, I get the point of wanting to catch people who run red lights because they need to get more revenue from the tickets. And the sad part is, have you ever done one and actually gotten the ticket?
No.
You know what? I highly recommend you do if you can afford the $22 or $23 fine, whatever it is in your state, because they get a great picture of you behind the wheel, and it's like
a free portrait.
It is like a free Olin Mills portrait. It's like you could go there and just put up some different backgrounds in your car, you know, like an old Western scene or something, and then put a hat on, and then you could get like wallet sizes, 8x10s. It's actually kind of cool.
Hey, you know, I'm gonna when I get married again, we'll save money on a photographer. We'll just like get in the car and we'll like run red lights.
Exactly.
And smile and wave every time. Oh, there's another one.
Right.
We're just married.
All the groomsmen in the back seat, mom and dad, get in the front seat with me.
Right. Grandma, up on top. Up on top, yes.
Are we there yet?
No, we still got to go through the best man and the garter toss.
Yeah.
I gotta go to the bathroom. Let's go. Oh man!
Tossing the bouquet from one car to another during red light running.
Exactly, like a Chinese fire drill. I guess it'd be like you throw it over one side of the car and people run around the other side to catch it.
You know, we probably just gave a lot of people ideas.
I think so, and we'll probably be there'll be an injunction by the federal government, you know, banning the show for illegal activities.
It came from the living horror of Zombie Beach. .zom.com